Today I'm going to talk about all the books I accumulated in the months of June, July, and the first half of August. And there are a lot of books, so let's get started. Up first, I have, let me get them right, The Red Pyramid and The Throne of Fire, Book 1 and Book 2 in the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. This seems to be his most disliked series, even though it has a 4 like oh on Goodreads. I don't know, but every comment is the fact that it's not Percy Jackson. So I wanted to give it a try and dip my toe into Rick Riordan. Let me put these down. Up next is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Pretty sure I don't have to talk about this book. I got it as a gift from my brother for my birthday. And excuse me if you hear my chair squeaking. I need to fix it, but I have videos to film. Up next is Grave Mercy by Robin LaFevers. I got this because Cassandra Clare did an interview and said this was her favorite fantasy of all time, and I'm obsessed with Cassandra Clare and the Mortal Instruments, so I had to pick it up. Up next, I lose all the dust jackets eventually on my hardcovers, unless I try not to, and I've lost this one, but it's My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Then we have The Widow by Fiona Barton. This is the story of a woman whose husband was involved in a high profile crime. For years she's kept quiet. Then one day he dies and the reporters come back because they want to get her side of the story. And finally she decides to open up to one, but we don't know if she's lying or telling the truth. It's a psychological thriller. You know I'm obsessed with them. Up next is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This tells the story of the first and last woman executed in Iceland. Let me put these books to the side. It's so many books. I don't know what to do. Okay, now I can bring my bag out. Next I have The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. I have 1,000 Splendid Suns, but this one is the one that gets the most love and hype on booktube. So when I saw it in the thrift store, had to grab it. Excuse me. Next is one you saw when I did my booktube-a-thon TBR, and that is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. It's a memoir of her life and her and her brother's kind of fraught relationship with their parents. It's also a movie that just came out. Next is The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. I was intrigued by this, especially after I saw the interview where the author said this was inspired by Columbine. Then we have Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. This tells the story of a relationship, and it's told from the perspective of the husband and wife. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hopkins, a polarizing book. When it first came out, it was well loved. Everyone was going crazy over it, and now that that's died down, the opinions are either people love it and it's the best thing in the world, or they hate it with a passion. There seems to be no middle ground. So I want to see where I fit in. And again, it's a psychological thriller. We have Bossypants by Tina Fey. I got this because one of my goals at the beginning of the year was to read more memoirs. More specifically, I wanted to read memoirs from funny women. I wanted to read Bossypants. Um, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling, and Yes Please by Amy Poehler. The girl with the lower back tattoo, ones like that. And I found this and it was in pristine condition, so I had to grab it. Let me put that over there. We should be getting down to the end soon. This is one of the best finds this summer, and that is The Daughter of Smoke and Bones by Laini Taylor. And I've been wanting to read this for like 6 months, but my library never has this one. I think it's called Days of Starlight. The last one is the only one that they carry in my library. So I was so excited to see this at my local thrift store. Oh, two more. Okay. The Dinner by Herman Knock. Everybody seems to hate this book. It's a story of two sets of parents who sit down and discuss their children because they were involved in, like, I think a heinous crime. And at first I thought everybody liked it, but apparently not. Every review I've seen on it hated it. And last but not least is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rafka Burnett. I don't know, forgive me. This is a story of a girl who had a really close relationship with her uncle, and then he dies, and at the funeral she meets his partner, and they form this really close relationship. And I heard I'm going to cry buckets. I don't know if that's true. If you've read this before, let me know in the comment section down below. So that is it for my summer book haul. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please follow me on all of my social medias, which will be linked in the description down below. And I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. So click that subscribe button and leave a check mark and turn on your bell button so you'll be notified when I post new content. I post 3 times a week. And as always, until we meet again, bye.